What to
Yep.
watch this Sunday? I mean, obviously the game would be a good start, but like, what are the key things that you're going to be looking for in this game?
When you talk about the starters are going to play, I want to see what do you mean by that? Does Jimmy Garoppolo get a whole quarter and a half or a whole half, or does Trey get run with the first team O line? I like it's so funny. I'm still like kind of dug in on the idea that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to start week one. I don't think they are necessarily, and I think that in the game they're going to try to give Trey every opportunity to work behind that first team O line. But how much of that, like Jimmy Garoppolo needs reps too. And,
Yeah.
and that's crazy. He's an 8-year veteran and he still needs reps. This is again, everybody's like, oh well, he's been in the league this long, he shouldn't have to. No, he's only played quarterback for 35 games. He's as green as a rookie at this point, you know. So like at certain points, he needs to get reps. And I'm just interested to see how they divide these reps up because it seemed like Trey got reps today, right? With the ones.
Yeah.
And we saw him
He
in joint
did.
practices get reps with the ones, and it wasn't just run plays. So the tide is shifting, and that's the part that I'm really going to be keyed in on is how many reps go to Trey, how many go to Jimmy, and what offensive line are they going to both be playing behind? Because I heard Jimmy took some reps today behind the second team today.
He did yesterday too. Yep.
Interesting,
Yep.
very interesting.
That's you nailed it. I mean, that's what to look for in terms of like what in the short term. But I think there's also a way to look at this game in the long term, and I think in the long term, what matters is Trey Lance. Okay, and not whether he's going to start week one or if he's better than Jimmy. That's not the issue. To me, the issue is I want to see how he improves on his weaknesses because we know Jimmy doesn't. We know Jimmy doesn't, and we know that great quarterbacks do. And it's fair for Trey Lance to have some weaknesses at 21 years old. We know what they are. We've talked about them all off season, and they've shown up in the games. I'd like to see him take strides. I'd like to see him hold the ball not so long, get through his progressions a little quicker, throw the short passes with a little more touch. And I'm not saying he can't. I just would like to see a little progress because I think that would be a really big deal for the future of the
Yeah.
franchise to show some strides.
Two things that
Yeah,
Trey Lance has shown me. You're
yeah.
right. The progressions, he should get through them a little bit faster, but he's getting through the progressions. Jimmy
No,
Garoppolo is not.
absolutely, absolutely.
And that's what's funny about it. You're right. He does need to
Yeah,
speed up his getting through the progressions. That
yeah.
Travis Benjamin touchdown, that's not in Jimmy
Beautiful,
Garoppolo's bag.
beautiful. I like
Okay.
that.
That
Let continue on that path in this game.
continue
That's
that,
what I
right?
want.
He's
Yeah.
he's, he's learning the
Yep.
speed. And he's
Yep.
actually
He can
working
do it.
progressions.
He can do it, and he does seem to
And
improve. Yes.
he does it in practice. He
Yes.
does it in practice. I've seen it.
He did it today. What I wanted to say was he had a lot of checkdowns today that were on time and not 100 miles an hour. And it's like if Jimmy did it, I might like not think twice about it, but this is Trey's weakness. And
Weakness.
today I thought he was on point with it. And one more thing I want to say. There are things coaches can do to aid a quarterback who's a little overamped early on. Call some screens. Call some play action dump offs. Call passes that require him to not throw as hard as he can. And just while the adrenaline is pumping full bore, get those little touch throws out of his system and let him calm down and build up to the grunt throws. That's all I'd say.
And another thing he needed to improve on was the situational stuff, and that's
Yes.
fine because but he did it in joint practices. So
Yeah.
on the far field, on the first practice, he was actually put in those drills. He actually made a bunch of short passes, spiked the ball, got a field goal ready, and then in a game, it translated at the end of the half. And this is what I'm talking about with Trey. He starts the game slowly, but then you put him in those positions
Yeah.
right there, that situational stuff where he's been struggling. They put them down the field and he scored. That so again, he's working on his weaknesses, but he's showing improvement all the
Yeah.
way through, man. Like again, the kid's doing everything right at this point. And you're right, Jimmy Garoppolo is trying to hand his job to him, but
Yeah.
those little things, I think it's spooking Cobb. Those high
Yeah.
sometimes,
No doubt.
yeah,
It's
that's the thing
spooking me
that
a little bit. Not that I know he's better than Jimmy, but are you better than Justin Fields? Are you better than Mac Jones? Because that's ultimately the
we'll
issue
talk about
here.
that. We'll talk about that years down the line. We're not
Yeah.
trying to do that right now, and we're not.
No,
gonna
I'm just
base that
saying
on
like that's. I'm
preseason
not saying
games
he's
yet.
not, but that's ultimately
But
the issue. And I just if he can make these strides in these areas, then I'm not concerned. I love Trey Lance, and so and like if it doesn't happen in this game, it doesn't mean he won't make strides. But I think everyone would like to see some improvement on those specific things, the touch short throws, and for the good news for people that he did it today. So I think it can be done. Something to look for.
Right. And he's a kid, and it's
he is a kid.
preseason games. That's
Yep.
another thing. So
Yep.
go for it.
Hey Grant, just posting to give you some dough, hoping you can lead the charge to say the dude's name correctly. Hufunga. Okay, I'm trying. My bad. I've been trying. It's hard. Hufunga. I got it. I got it now.
I with Lenore, I call him Demo because I'm tired of stumbling on his first name. So
Yeah, Diamador. I like that. It's so regal. It's like a I don't know. I like it a lot. It's a great name, Diamador. Ramonski says, "Who has impressed you guys so far and will contribute the most?"
I have two
Debo.
different answers.
Yeah.
Debo, right? But I have two different answers. Kai Juszczyk is a baller.
Oh,
and why don't you use him?
This is why I like complain about it all year. I'm like, yo, dude, you know he's good. You pay him because he's good. He shows it every day, and then you forget about him. What is that?
One-on-one. And I'm going to say this with a clear conscience. Your favorite linebacker in the world cannot cover Kyle Juszczyk.
Nope.
Cannot.
Hey, Juszczyk is tougher to handle one-on-one than George Kittle. I'm just going to say it. Like, George Kittle's a great player, but in terms of route running,
Yo, listen. Fred Warner lined up against Kyle Juszczyk a few times in front of me, and he got worked. You guys need any more proof? There's not going to be many more linebackers that can cover him if Fred can't. So Kyle Juszczyk, I understand why you pay him. I don't understand how you use him. I really don't.
Not at all.
Come on.
Yeah, he's a weapon. He is. Frederick says, last one, pick one. We will be good with whatever. Make a pick. I don't know.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Frederick, I don't know what you mean.
Running back? Elijah Mitchell's back, right, at practice?
He is back, and he's taking all of Hasty's reps.
He's one of my biggest surprises. Again, when we're talking about guys who get open on one-on-one, Elijah Mitchell is the best pass-catching back on here, and that includes the guy that I just named. How Juszczyk needs to get more love, bro. I swear, man. I couldn't believe it. And it's good that I got to see those one-on-one reps because I always wondered why everybody was like, well, why do you guys want that? I thought that primarily what he did was in the run game. But, oh, my goodness, he's good at route running.
He is. Thomas says, what was up with Kyle taking a jab at you, Grant, talking about clicks after you asked him a quarterback question? Definitely a conehead. I appreciate it, man. I want the clicks.
I'm
clicks
not answering.
Gold.
Go. You got it, Grant.
I thought it was funny. No, I feel like me and Kyle have a good little rapport. He just gets defensive. He's defensive when you ask him, when you put him on the spot. I mean, I guess I could be defensive too sometimes, but I like Kyle a lot.
I noticed that too, right? You asked him, like, why wouldn't you? He's like, well, what's the benefit? I was like, oh, I was like, why?
I was like, what's the benefit of not naming a starter? He's like, well, what's the benefit of naming one? And he kept he's like, I know you want me to name one. I was like, nah, you got me all messed up. No. No, and I said, I like the suspense. He's like, oh, okay, because, you want the clips. I was like, yeah, damn, of course. Kev says, which Nate is better, Sudfeld or Peterman?
Oh. Sudfeld. Easy.
That's a low bar, but I get CJ's better than both, though. Shout out CJ Beathard. I'm sorry.
Is that the
I take it all back. Addie says, I watched highlights of the other rookie quarterbacks, and Lance is the only one who hits receivers in stride and crazy yak yards. I don't know. I like all the rookie quarterbacks so far. Justin Fields, I feel like I was way too hard on him. Mac Jones.
Oh, were you? Oh, were
No, I feel, dude, it took me two preseason games from Justin Fields to be like, he's gonna be really good. I like him.
Oh,
I like him.
Man, but look, I'd rather Trey Lance proves me wrong than my value. Listen, I still can say this as a 49er fan. I still am not going to root against Trey Lance. It would be remiss of myself to go back on my evaluation. And again, it also would be wrong of me to take a victory lap after 2 preseason games. So I'm not going there, but I see it. Even if he got his clock cleaned in that one play, that's fine. He's learning the speed of the game, and he probably shouldn't have said that about the game slow. That was the worst thing he probably could have said because every NFL player is going to take that, put it on the clipboard, and put a bullseye on his back. I am not going to sit here and act like I should take a victory because it's stupid after 2 preseason games, but I really like what I've seen so far, man. I really do.
Rich is a Niner for life, says Grant. Thanks for the great information. I work as a repo agent, and I look forward to listening to your videos as I drive. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Glad I could come through.
See?
Yeah.
Nice things throughout.
Kaiser Sose's brother says, similar to the E. Sanders pickup, what impactful player do you think will be available for the Niners to trade for at the deadline or for a Super Bowl run?
Mm. But what could they send right now, right? All of their third rounders are gone, all their first rounders are gone at this point.
James? James
Who?
Garoppolo? No.
Yeah, I guess.
They kind of need
Here's
him,
one.
don't they? I don't know.
Here's one.
Who?
James Washington from the Steelers. And I understand. I've said
Oh.
all those nice things about Trent Sherfield. I really have. But James Washington is different,
Kind
and
of
he's a
similar.
contested catch guy. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that a lot about him, and I think that he's miscast right now because he has a quarterback who doesn't throw the ball down the field. If you pair him with Trey Lance, I think that would be a dynamo combination.
Stone Cold Kittle says, seriously, what can Jimmy do that Trey can't?
I'll tell you.
Well, honestly, I mean, Jimmy throws with like nothing but touch. It's like comparing Barry Zito to Aroldis Chapman. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're a lot different. I mean, he can throw 84 miles an hour better than Trey Lance can at this point.
There's not much Jimmy Garoppolo can do better, if anything, at this point.
No.
His smile is
He's
better.
a quicker release. He has a better smile. No, Trey's got a good smile. I can't even knock him on that.
Okay.
It's the touch thing, and I'm not even saying that Trey can't do that. It's just
You know what it
all
is,
Jimmy's
though?
got at this point, man. The feathery touch.
But the thing is that Jimmy's throwing hard. You just think it's touch. All of his body weight and everything, it's all bottom, and and that's how he generates all his power.
There's
right?
nothing
It's
on
not
his
arm.
throws anymore.
Right? It's not
There's
arm.
nothing. Yeah.
It's all bottom, and that's the thing that, like, in 2017 and going forward, people love his quick release, but that's all because of his torque that he brings with the bottom, and that's not my thing. Rich Madrid was the person who put me onto all that, so it's just how he generates his power, and then the lack of arm strength, and then the depth of targets. It's never really anything down the field in games. In practice, he tries, but in games, he's not trying those.
Mateo comes back. I'm probably mispronouncing his name. I'm not pronouncing things well. He says, oops, forget to give you money. Hello, here you go. Nice try first time around, brother. It's a soft G, like in hung, not hard G like gate. Okay. Hufunga.
Hufanga.
He says soft G like hung. Hufunga. Okay. I'm trying to get it right because honestly, this guy looks like a baller. He seems like someone I'm going to need to.
You're going to need to know his name.
I'm going to need to know. He looks really good. Domain Threat says this offense craves a solid third down back like Mitchell. If he can be a pass pro, hard for Rooks, he could be what we thought we had with Jet.
Hey. We're not slandering McKinnon on this podcast, just letting you know. No, honestly, yeah, every time that he was in one-on-one reps, he looked like the best receiving back out of the backfield. I've been saying that the entire time. So when he was injured, it was a bummer. But Elijah Mitchell's really good, man. And from everything that I saw in those practices, he deserves to be that third down back. Absolutely.
Frederick says it was for QBs, Grant. Come on. Lance or Jimmy. Lance, have I been not expressing
Not clear.
my preference?
Did the spreadsheet tell you Lance?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lance. I mean, it seems like the most obvious thing. Ben says, "You there during Staley's hug? Let's interview Joe." Yeah, I filmed it. Joe's great, man. Joe bought lunch for everyone in the media room today. Joe's the best. I love Joe.
Yeah.
Domain Threat says if DeCastro is healthy, he'd be a solid pickup at right guard. Yeah, man, he went to Stanford too. That'd be great.
And it's a 1-year thing. That's no sort of commitment.
Does he want to play?
Good question.
Sign that dude. This guy says, can't we trade Kinlaw for a right guard?
If you're trading Kinlaw, it better be for the best right guard in the league. There's no way you use that pick in the first round and miss out on Tristan Wirfs to move on for him to some depth. Here we go.
I got an idea.
Go.
Why don't they move Kinlaw to right guard?
Oh.
I bet he'd be good at it. Hey, play both.
Javon Kinlaw, if you're watching this, don't pick me up and body slam me.
Two-way. Come on. People used to play two-way. I feel like he'd be a hell of a guard, man. I'm just saying. Hey, Javon, if you have one sack this year, right guard is wide open for you, man.
This man's opinions don't reflect those of my own.
Guards be getting paid these days. Daniel says, love the content, guys. Keep it up. Jason, I got to ask, as a fellow sneakerhead, I'm curious, what's your all-time favorite pair of kicks, a.k.a. Grails?
Chicago ones. Any sort of ones, that's it. You're already balling, but let's just put it out there. If you got ones, don't come to me with no mids. Those don't count. Only highs count. But yes, the Chicago ones are grailed.
I'm not a sneakerhead, but my favorite sneakers of all time are the Adidas Campuses. Like the
You know what though? Can we quick about the beat rider drip? Because I got a chance to take a look. right? Like I was at camp, and who exactly is dripping? Some guys wore the same thing every single day. Some
Hey
guys wore some
man,
stuff
beat
that was
writers
very
aren't a very
questionable.
glamorous lifestyle over here.
Hey, listen. That's for the
I
job you
try.
want, not the one that you have. If I become a beat writer, I guarantee you we're gonna come with it every
That's
single
true.
day that we're on it. But I
Hell
will
yeah.
give you credit. I will give
Thank you.
you credit for being yourself. You pulled
Thank
up
you.
one day in high socks and one day
Right.
without them, and I was just like, look at this man. This one guy, I don't want to name names, wore the same thing every single day. Every single day, same thing. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, what happened? Did you pack one thing, or do you like live like, or is it like you're just washing it over and over? So
That's real, man.
if I ever become a beat writer, I'm gonna change the game a little bit with that button downs. But yeah, we're gonna throw some sauce on it with the kicks and everything. And I
Here's
will
the
give
thing
you
about beat
credit.
writers, man. Like sports writers live a very humble lifestyle with perks. You get
Okay.
access, you get access. But basically it's a humble lifestyle with perks. But not when you got that YouTube money, baby.
Woo, let's
I ain't trying to
go.
be modest out here. I'm trying to let people know I'm balling. You know what I'm
Hey
saying?
man, look, being humble is all cool and everything, but sometimes you gotta let people know.
Sometimes they need to know. Scott says, could Salah recruit you to New York? Please come. I don't think he can
Ooh.
afford me, man. I don't think so.
Oh wow.
Probably not.
Nice.
Probably. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Did you see one more thing before we did? Did you see
What?
Salah in Madden? They made him look like Batista.
What? That's messed up. That's funny. Sorry, Salah. That's hilarious. The main thread says Ayuk with the drop yips lately. Should we worry? Now, I had a really good
Nope.
practice today. I wouldn't worry about
Nope.
it. It's something to
No.
monitor just because second-year wide receivers that get a bunch of good press, I always wonder. Because that's a
Dr.
sophomore
Pettis.
slump year. But so far, he's been good. He's been good. It's
No.
just Debo's
And another
has
thing,
the chip on his shoulder.
right? And another thing is some of those some of those throws in the Chargers game, guys were leaving their feet, and they didn't. Not that they didn't have to, but how do you expect guys? I understand they're NFL receivers, but that whole like put it in, like I would love to see you with no defenders, right? We'll
Yeah.
throw the ball up to you. You jump up and try to catch it and see if you could bring it in.
Yeah.
Probably not going to happen. So again, I
Dude has the
understand that
longest
there's
arms in the
expectation.
league, and he couldn't make it
I
happen.
understand that.
The
Hey,
longest
so
arms in the league, and he couldn't make it happen.
now we're talking about that Jimmy throw again. Clean pocket, wide open guy, put it on him. Completions do not equate to accuracy.
That's
I don't
true.
know who needs to hear this, but you're
The
welcome.
only accurate throw that Jimmy made in that game was the first one to use check.